We're here with Matt McInnes, who's the CEO and founder of Inkling. And what Inkling has done is developed an app for the iPad. And there are very few applications I would wager that make you want to go out and buy one. And this might be one of those. And what Inkling does is really it's turning the textbook industry on its head. And Matt, give us a sense of what the opportunity was when you saw this, not too long ago, I imagine, and how you guys have executed on it.
There's a number of forward-thinking schools that decided to partner with us early on. We disclosed them on what we were up to and gave them early access to the platform. So you've got smaller schools like Seton Hill University, and you've got Abilene Christian in Texas. Bigger schools like University of Alabama deploying it into their economics department. And then even the Virginia Department of Education, they have their advanced placement biology program, which they do across the state. And they're actually deploying into the hands of 60 students iPads with Inkling and Raven Biology from McGraw-Hill. And they're also giving Raven Biology in print to another group of students, and they're going to kind of see what happens between this. And I kind of have a forecast as to what might happen. Because, when you get this stuff on an iPad and you sit in front of it, you just get sucked in, right? It's so funny. When we show this product to people and we let them play with the learning content, you actually lose their attention.
It's fun, but it's also a huge business. This is anywhere between 16 and 20 billion in the United States, right?
Yeah.
So take us through a little bit of, if I'm taking a biology course or whatever you got to show us, how does it look different and what can I do differently when I'm using an Inkling-enabled iPad?
We designed it such that it really tried to be a first-class citizen on the iPad, right? Rather than being a second-class book on the iPad.
Right.
And so when you jump into an object, you jump into a 3D DNA object, or you jump into a movie, or you jump into your assessment questions, and at any point in the text, if it references a figure, you just tap that and it pushes the figure in, right? You don't have to scroll back up and look for it. Anytime that you do your assessment questions and you tap on a response, if you hit check answer, it doesn't just tell you whether you're right or wrong, it tells you why you're wrong, if you're wrong. We actually went back to the authors of the titles of these, the authors of these titles, and had them create new content to put in that coaches the student as they go along.
Let's talk about pricing. The app is free, correct?
Yeah.
But if you want to buy a textbook there today, break it down for me. You can buy a print version for what, and what does it cost on Inkling?
Yeah, so there's a lot of options that students have today to get this stuff, and the profs don't necessarily, most profs are not going to know that we exist, and so they're going to get up in front of the class and say, you have to buy Raven Biology, or you have to buy Karen Marketing, or you have to buy King Psychology for this course. And the student has a choice to go out and do what's safe, which is they can go to the bookstore, they can look under, Psych 101 and pick the book that the professor communicated to the bookstore was the book that they needed, right? That's going to cost them the premium. They're going to pay the new book price for that. It's going to be $180 for the biology book. It's going to be $100 and something for an economics book. It's going to be reasonably expensive. They can come here and they can buy it by the chapter. Can't do that anywhere else. And the cool thing is that let's say the book, for example, that's $180 if you buy it new. You can buy the whole book from us for $149. Students typically don't use all 60 chapters, right? They typically use, let's say, 15 over the course of one semester, and they might use 15 or 20 the following semester. So they pay $2.99. They buy the 15 or so chapters that they need. Now they're paying something, on the order of, $50 or whatever it is, to get access to their content rather than $180.